No infections. Well, the 2012 CDC Morgellons study actually says 8% case patients had anti-HCV antibodies, and 12.5%, 2 borderline, had anti-HBs antibodies. No case patients had anti-HBC or HBsAg antibodies. 1 case patient each had a positive or borderline EIA for Borrelia burgdorferi, but none had a positive IgG Western blot. 8% case patients had a positive serologies for Toxocara, and 8% for strongyloids. Y'all, that's a whole lot of disease they're finding in these patients that people are saying isn't there, wasn't reported. It's reported right there in the study. You guys can go look up the clinical, epidemiologic, histopathologic, and molecular features of an unexplained dermopathy and read all about all these diseases that they found, including 1 case patient each. That sounds like every single one of them, doesn't it? Am I reading that wrong? Somebody's going to get on here from Reddit and tell me that 1 case patient each actually means nobody. But we know that's not true. They had a positive or borderline EIA, that's an ELISA, immunosorbent assay. I didn't even have to look that shit up. I knew it. For Borrelia burgdorferi. But none had a positive IgG Western blot. So how that works is they give patients the ELISA immunoassay initially. And if they test positive on that, it used to be that they had to have a second follow-up confirmation test, the Western blot. And if they weren't positive on that, then they were determined not to have Lyme disease. The CDC recently changed their guidance on that. You can go to their website, and they say now that field testing, which is what this is, the EIA followed up with the WB, is not required to make a determination of a Lyme diagnosis. And I refer back to what I said earlier initially in the video, which is that the government is sponsoring a multi-million-dollar prize to come up with a better, faster, and more accurate Lyme disease test. So, Mental Health Master, please, please, please tell your viewers that there is an actual Morgellons disease, but it's likely most patients that doctors see don't have it. That doesn't mean that those doctors shouldn't rule it out, though. They should use the guidance in these studies, like classification of Morgellons, lessons from Syphilis, to determine if the patient they're seeing actually has Morgellons, or if they mistakenly believe they have Morgellons. Look, the whole reason that we're on here is because we do have the real Morgellons. We were bit by ticks a lot throughout life. And we do have positive Western blot for Borrelia, tick-borne relapsing fever, which is associated with Morgellons disease in a research paper that I didn't read about here, but commented on in the What is Morgellons Disease video by Mental Health Master. And there's a lot of people on YouTube saying a lot of things that Morgellons is not. And that really hurts my ability to get support in fighting this condition if people hear so much about Morgellons that they throw out everything. And they shouldn't throw out everything, because there's a lot of solid science that shows what Morgellons is. So if a patient goes in talking about the chemtrails, the aliens, the GMOs, the demons, the madness, and the mayhem, and they have sores on their body, the doctor should be required to determine if those are lacerations or ulcerations, distinguish between the two, and then get a microscope and look in there and see if they actually have fibers in their skin. They could have Morgellons and have a mistaken belief about what it is. But I think since some research demonstrates Morgellons is typically found in 6% of Lyme disease patients, and that's a small percentage that most patients, psychiatrists, and dermatologists see don't actually have the condition. But it is a real condition, and it needs to be distinguished. I think most patients that psychiatrists and dermatologists see are on YouTube and they see some crazy misinformation about Morgellons and chemtrails or Morgellons and GMO, and they become fixated on that belief. A lot of people lose themselves and their identities inside this misinformation and these false concepts. They become fixated on it, and in their whole world it becomes about that. I'm on this channel because I got Lyme disease and it resulted in skin ulcerations. I didn't know anything about Morgellons until 2014 when I heard about this science, and I thought, oh man, I hope I don't have that. And then I got a microscope, a 50 times microscope for $5 on Amazon, and I looked inside the sores, and sure enough, there they are. I've got these cutaneous filaments embedded in my skin tissue, and I recorded that and put it on this channel so people could see. And I haven't had anybody debunk the videos I've put up there. Nobody's tried to say, okay, well, you just injected textile fibers under your skin to make these crazy videos. No, I just refer them back to the science. I've got evidence of Borrelia infection, and this is just a weird skin condition. It's nothing special. Honestly, the fibers don't bother me as much as the sores and the disfigurement and being separated from society because I have a skin condition. But it bothers me more when people try to claim that my skin condition isn't real and that I would be a lot better and the ulcerations and the infection would go away if I got on psychotropics. Y'all, psychotropics are not demonstrated to have any effect on Lyme disease. Now, a patient who mistakenly believes they have Morgellons and they're all hyped up about the chemtrails, antipsychotics might help them. Maybe you want to put them on CBD instead, because I hear that it has an antipsychotic property. But I don't think you should have to lead them on to believe that they have Morgellons to get them to take their medication if they don't actually have the condition. If a patient doesn't have Morgellons, you've got to be able to tell them something else. You got to say, oh yeah, no, what you have is worse than Morgellons. Yeah, that's terrible. And look, if you're telling them that they have Morgellons and you don't believe Morgellons is real, you better be telling them that chemtrails are real. You better be telling them that demons are real, that aliens are real, and that's what's causing their skin condition, because that's what they believe. Come on, y'all. You got to be ruling out Morgellons. You cannot let patients believe they have Morgellons if they don't have it, because the patients who are delusional are going to go back on social media and go, y'all, the chemtrails are real because my doctor diagnosed me with Morgellons. Woo! You know, that's not right. So in summary, I would like to hear back from Mental Health Master and find out exactly why he avoided including this research in his video about my disease. And, you know, I hope everybody can find some peace, chill out, get back together, reconnect as a society. Let's make America happen. You know, let's put everybody back to work. Let's start making local businesses a thing again. And let's get rid of disease altogether. You know, we're going to Mars. I think we ought to be able to extend the human lifespan out a couple hundred years. Who knows? We've got all sorts of genetic potential. Fun. It's been real, but I wouldn't say it's been real fun. See ya!